Hey everyone, I just read Nemesis Games by James S. A. Corey, and it was great. This was the furthest I got the first time I read through the series, since it was the last one out at the time, and I wanted to wait until it was finished completely before I went through them all again. So from here on out, I'm going in blind. It's a book about the crew of the Rocinante going their separate ways across the solar system after their return from Illis, to deal with personal histories that are rushing in to catch up with them, while new threats loom on the horizon as a result of the land grab created by the alien ring network humanity has unwittingly inherited. The prose? I loved how this book was able to balance four very personal, inward-looking stories with one very large solar system spanning plot. It was expertly done, starting off fairly low energy before ramping up to some of the biggest moments in the series. It hit all the right beats at the right times, and never really stumbled. At no point did it feel contrived that so many things ended up connected. I loved having the whole crew of the Rocinante as viewpoint characters this time around. It was great to see a more personal side to each of them that Holden and the reader usually aren't privy to. I especially enjoyed how each of them have things in their past that they regret, and each of them are at different stages of having forgiven themselves for those things. And there have been some major events depicted in the series so far, but this book presents a turning point. Things happen that make the status quo achieved in the first four books impossible to maintain, and I love that the authors took the risk to shake things up so drastically in such an earth-shattering way. The cons? As well as the book's focus on the crew of the Rocinante worked, this plot felt way too big to be told by only four characters, and I think some of the story got a little lost as a result. Not much though. The book took a very understated approach to a couple of its bigger moments, which is fine, and I'm not denying how hard it would be to actually depict some of them without the viewpoint characters dying in the process. But sometimes it felt to me that by understating what had happened, it was pushing these events into the background. But whatever, it's a nitpick. And if I had to pick a weakest plot thread, once again it would probably be Holden's. It wasn't bad by any means, it just didn't reach the heights of Naomi's, Alex's, or Amos's stories, but once again, this is a nitpick. This was a great read, I really enjoyed it. It has all of the series' best strengths and practically none of its weaknesses. It's hard to recommend on its own given it is the halfway point of an entire series, but maybe it's not a bad jumping on point if you're on the fence about committing to the books. There is some context from earlier entries that is required to fully enjoy it, but it's such a good read I'd almost suggest you give it a go anyway if you're a fan of science fiction and haven't already. And I'm giving Nemesis Games a well-earned S. What should I read next? Comment down below. If you liked the review and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.